rights, but if you're the San Francisco 49ers, all you're thinking about, all you want today is to come away with that first win.
Well, Bill, you know, at practice on Friday, you could tell these players and coaches are tired of losing. Something tells me we're going to see their best effort here today.
Well, the focus this week has been on the quarterback, so let's start with Alex Smith of the 49ers.
Well, Alex Smith has to get it going early today. You know, if not, we could see a change at quarterback for the 49ers. He has struggled so far this season. He leads the league with 9 interceptions. He's lost 15 of his last 20 starts. But he told us on Friday, if I'm going down, I'm going down swinging. I expect that he'll play well here today.
Meanwhile, for the Oakland Raiders, Jason Campbell gets another chance to show what he can do as the starter.
Yeah, he gets another opportunity as Bruce Gradkowski's out with that separated throwing shoulder. Now, he did some good things in that second half last week in their win over San Diego. Both teams need their quarterbacks to play with more production and consistency.
All right, let's take a look at your keys today with Gannon's MVPs, most valuable points.
Well, for the Raiders, the strength of their team right now is their special teams units. They have the best punter in the league, a kicker with a very strong leg, and they were able to block 2 punts last week in the win over San Diego. For San Francisco, you got to find a way to get the ball to Michael Crabtree, and he's a playmaker, and Vernon Davis is a mismatch right now with linebackers and safeties.
Tom Cable, third season as head coach of the Oakland Raiders, and then on the other sideline, Mike Singletary, fiery as a 10-time Pro Bowl linebacker for the Bears, and as we've seen, can be fiery at times on the sideline. And there were rumblings this week, as you might expect with an 0-5 team, about Mike's future here in San Francisco. So there are a lot of storylines to follow as we're set to go for the San Francisco 49ers and the Oakland Raiders here in Week 6. The Raiders won the toss, and they will receive to start the game. Joe Nedney kicks it off, and we are underway here in San Francisco. Jacoby Ford takes it at the 5. And a great special teams play brought down at the 12-yard line by C.J. Spillman. Jason Campbell came off the bench to direct Rich a couple of long scoring drives last week. Took care of the football. He didn't throw an interception.
Yeah, I was impressed with him last week, Bill. You know, things didn't go particularly well for him early last week, but he came in there for the injured Gradkowski. He hung in there. He battled. He found a way to make some plays down the field. I think ball security early in this game is going to be important for Jason Campbell.
Bush is the lone setback. McFadden is not active today, still nursing a hamstring injury.
Oh, they got him.
Flea flicker, got a man deep. Murphy, and it was underthrown, and we have a flag. We're going to get pass interference. Shante Spencer tried to close and may have bumped Murphy.
Pass interference, number 36, defense, automatic, first down.
Carl Sheffers is our referee today. Let's take another look.
Well, a really nice job here selling the play action. You're going to see good handoff. Watch the safety. He's going to bite the receiver. Murphy goes right by him. A better throw here by Jason Campbell, and Louis Murphy is going to go 80 yards for a touchdown. An underthrown ball here. Of course, they get the PI, but a better shot there by Jason Campbell would have been huge.
Into San Francisco territory. Bush will keep it on the ground inside the 40 and down to the 36-yard line. Raiders have been able to run the football, and they have Robert Gallery back today at left guard. Backs and receivers, Zach Miller has been a huge part of the Raiders' offense at tight end. And again, Michael Bush will go at running back today. Darren McFadden is still not ready after injuring his hamstring. So 2nd and 5 for the Raiders, their opening possession. Bush, right side, and he'll lose a yard. That'll bring up 3rd down. Well, the 49ers came in ranked 17th in the NFL on defense. Justin Smith coming off a Pro Bowl season a year ago. Patrick Willis has led the league in tackles 2 of his 3 seasons in the NFL. And in the secondary, Mays is the rookie out of USC, the 2nd-round pick. They like how he's come along. Spencer and Clemens, the 2 veterans at corner. Greg Minuski, you saw a shot of him, the defensive coordinator. 3rd and 5 for the Raiders. Campbell, under pressure, got rid of it to Bush. A nice move and a first down for the Raiders inside the 30.
Boy, just a great alert play by Jason Campbell. And Jason Campbell is going to have to make some plays today with his legs. Protection has not been great for the Raiders. You're going to see here the pressure gets up inside. He's forced to move. Nice job finding the back on the check down. That's something that Jason Campbell has done an excellent job, getting these backs more involved in the passing game.
So they spot it just inside the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for Oakland. The out route. Hayward Bay driven out of bounds at about the 27-yard line by Spencer.
You know, I thought it was interesting in talking with Jason Campbell. Not a lot of carryover with the offense, and he said last week, you know, he struggled a little bit. He's really tried to memorize the formations this week. He went back and memorized all the formations. He felt like it would help him play quicker, particularly early against the 49ers.
2nd and 6 for Oakland. Good opening drive. Bush. Little stutter step and gets it down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Michael Bush in his 3rd year out of Louisville, a 4th-round pick in 07.
Yeah, the one thing that they can do is run the ball with either back. Every time Michael Bush has gotten the opportunity to start for the Raiders, he has big days. Went over 100 last week against the Chargers. He has been excellent, and he's getting better in the passing game as well.
He had 29 touches last week in the win over San Diego. So 3rd and 4 for Oakland. They keep it on the ground. Bush. And it looks like he has the 1st down. Forward progress at about the 19-yard line. And there may have been a fumble on the play. 49ers are indicating
on the
that.
field as the runner's forward progress was stopped. 1st down.
So they had stopped his forward progress.
Well, you can see the rain coming down, and we talked about ball security, how important it's going to be in this football game. These balls are slick when they come off the grass. You can see Jason Campbell bobbles it a little bit right there. Watch the hands coming in there trying to get that ball out from Michael Bush.
So the Raiders already with 2 third-down conversions in this drive. 1st and 10 from the San Francisco 19. Bush, nice hole right side. Michael Bush down to the 5. Taylor Mays made the stop, the strong safety.
And Darren McFadden not available today. Michael Bush going to get all the carries, and he's a guy that wants to run between the tackles. And they are a very good inside power running football team with Michael Bush in there. Good movement at the point. Those linebackers, they get screened. Those offensive linemen do a good job getting up on the 2nd level, making it difficult for that San Francisco defense.
And Mike Singletary tried to get the red flag out to challenge the fumble on the previous play.
Well, he was really late.
So Carl Sheffers and his group will try to sort things out.
I don't believe you can challenge forward progress, Bill.
There's no play. San Francisco's challenge flag was down prior to the ball being snapped. That play is non-reviewable, however. Forward progress is not a reviewable aspect of the play. It will be 1st down.
You know, you almost wonder sometimes whether or not these coaches throw the flags just to get the officials to come over and even to talk about it. You know, Mike Singletary's got to know that forward progress is not reviewable. But either way,
they will benefit because they'll have a 14-yard gain negated. And that would have brought up
5 on the clock. 10-5-5.
That would have brought up a 1st and goal from the 5 or 6 yard line.
Yeah, it really worked out well for him. You know, this San Francisco run defense, Bill, they were very good a year ago. They were 6th in football. You see Greg Minuski there on the left of your screen in the white pullover. But this year they've struggled. They have not been as good in the middle of that defense at stopping the run. You know, they're currently 18th, giving up a lot of big runs.
Well, the Raiders offensively have gotten on track early. Only the Saints with 40 first quarter points have more than the Raiders with 35. The other side of that coin is that the Raider defense has given up 34 points in the first quarter, and that's the 3rd most in the NFL behind Carolina and Arizona. So they move it back to the 19-yard line and 1st and 10. Bush. Not much there. Picks up a yard. Manny Lawson, the Sam linebacker, made the tackle in his 5th year out of North Carolina State, a first-round pick in 2006.
Well, here's where the Raiders have struggled a little bit in this part of the field. They've got to settle for a lot of field goals down here. Well, when you get opportunities on this opening drive on the road, you want to capitalize. You want to come away with 7s.
Short drop, pump fake. Campbell rolls out. Tried to turn the corner, but Takeo Spikes was waiting.
You don't see a lot of that from Jason Campbell, and if I was coaching Jason Campbell, I would encourage him to do more of it. He's a very good athlete. He can really make some plays with his legs, and yet when you study the film, you don't see a lot of his athleticism show up. I mean, he's a great runner, but he rarely pulls it down and uses his feet.
So 3rd and 8. Raiders trying to keep things going. 9th play of the drive upcoming. Miller, the tight end, is in motion from the shotgun. They rush 4. Campbell tries to run for the first down. He's got it.
He must have been listening. And I'll tell you, that's really where he can help himself in this offense. I mean, they struggle in pass protection. It's going to be a problem all day for these tackles. But nice job stepping up and look at pulling it down. These linebackers, they're dropping in coverage. You're not accounting for the quarterback to pull the ball down and run. If he can do this 3 or 4 times today, he can really help move these chains and keep these drives alive.
So the Raiders have 1st and goal inside the 9-yard line. Power I formation. Sling it out. Murphy. Ball's on the ground, but Murphy got it back. And they'll spot it at the 3-yard line.
Well, this is progress. If you watch Jason Campbell, this is actually a run. And they're going to bring the safety, and Jason does the next best thing. They don't have this safety accounted for in this run. So what does he do? He's going to kick it wide to the receiver. He knows that the running back's going to get blown up. Instead of having a bad play, they turn a bad play into a good play by kicking it wide to Louis Murphy.
2nd and goal for the Raiders. Offset eye. Bush cuts it back. Stop for no gain.
You see Hugh Jackson there. We got a chance to talk to him on Friday. I really like the fact that Hugh Jackson is on the sidelines as opposed to being up in the booth. It's a young football team. He felt like it was important with the quarterback situation.
Formation on the offense, number 70, is on the end of the line, did not report as eligible. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Langston Walker out of position.
Big Langston Walker. I played with Langston. He spent his first several years with the Raiders before going to Buffalo. They brought him back last year. He's a big man. But these 2 tackles, as you look at Langston Walker and Mario Henderson, they need help. They're not the most athletic. They really struggle with those speed rushers. And Hugh Jackson has done a great job helping these guys, bringing an extra lineman in, bringing a tight end over there to give us some presence to help solidify the edge.
So we've got a timeout on the field. 7:17 left to go in the first. The Raiders are threatening. The 49ers have given up some long drives this season. This one has taken half of the first quarter. The first play of the drive was a 46-yard penalty. 10-play drive with no plays longer than 9 yards. 2nd and goal. Campbell, flushed from the pocket, throws it away. Manny Lawson had the pressure.
Bill, you mentioned that 11th play of the drive, and you look at San Diego game last week and the Raiders, and I thought that was one of the real positives. They had a number of drives in that game. They had a 12-play, 97-yard touchdown drive, a 14-play, 73-yard touchdown drive in the second half. They're picking up right where they left off. This is how you take a team out of the game. Keep that offense off the field, put together some long drives.
And they don't have Darren McFadden inactive today because of the hamstring issue. Short drop. And out of the end zone, Marcel Reese, the fullback, was the intended receiver. And he was pretty well covered there by William James, who's taken over as the 49ers' third cornerback.
Boy, I'm not so sure about that. You have a great tight end in Zach Miller. He leads the team in receptions. And on a critical third down in the red zone, you're dropping back and you're trying to throw the ball to your fullback, Marcel Reese. I don't know whether that's the best percentage shot there. I want to try and find Zach Miller in this part of the field.
27-yard field goal try by Sebastian Janikowski. And good. So with 7:02 left to go in the first, Battle of the Bay, and the Raiders are on top to start 3-0. This is the 12th Battle of the Bay, with the Raiders holding a 6-5 series edge. The last time these two teams met here at Candlestick was exactly 4 years ago in October of 2006. Alex Smith had a big day with the 49ers winning 34-20. Ted Ginn taking it up the middle. And his forward progress got him to about the 28-yard line. So the 49ers and Alex Smith will go to work. When we come back, it's 3-0 Raiders here in the first. Alex Smith is coming off a 300-yard game against the Eagles with 3 touchdowns, but Richie also had 3 costly turnovers.
Yeah, Bill, I think Alex Smith is very aware of his situation here. If he doesn't play well here today, we could see a new quarterback for the 49ers, if not sooner. And he's got about 30 minutes of football, in my opinion, to get it done. In talking to him, he said that, when I play cautious, I struggle at times. I need to cut it loose and play fearless. I would agree with him. I think he's got to play well in this first half.
First possession of the game for the San Francisco 49ers. They start at their own 29-yard line. Play action. Has a man deep. Josh Morgan couldn't haul it in. Stanford route was trailing just behind.
Roughing the passer. Number 99, contact to the helmet. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Lamar Houston, the rookie, and this has been a problem for the Oakland Raiders. They've struggled with penalties. They lead the league with 398 yards in the first 5 weeks. There it is.
Yeah, and we talked to Tom Cable at length about this last night, Bill. The penalties continue to plague the Oakland Raiders. He said they've studied all the officiating crews to see what their tendencies are and what the specific infractions they're called to try and educate their players to eliminate the penalties, but still an issue for the Raiders.
So each team starting their opening drives with major penalties. Another flag on that play. Smith rolling to his right. This could be a free play. And out of bounds hard at the 46, 47-yard line. Tommy Kelly made the stop, but let's check the penalty. It might have been encroachment.
Offside, number 92.
My goodness.
5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Richard Seymour. So 2 plays and 2 penalties for the Raiders.
Well, we talk about the physical penalties, the competitive penalties, and we talk about the pre-snap penalties, and they're the kind of penalties you just can't tolerate. I mean, just lining up in the neutral zone, jumping off sides. Richard Seymour's a smart player. He ought to know better. He's got to be the leader of that front. He's got to set the tone for how they play.
They had 12 penalties last week against the Chargers. So from their own 49-yard line. The reverse to Ginn, trying to get to the edge, and another penalty flag. Driven out of bounds in Raider territory at the 47-yard line.
You get Michael Huff for a face mask.
Holding, number 84, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And they call it on Josh Morgan, the wide receiver.
Well, sloppy start really on both sides of the ball. You know, these teams, both of these teams, as you study them, Bill, one team 0-5, the other team 2-3. They're not good enough to be able to overcome all the mistakes, the missed assignments, the mental errors, the penalties. You have to play clean, flawless football if, in fact, you want a chance to kind of turn your season around and start getting the more W's than the losses.
Gore up the middle, finds some running room. Tremendous individual effort by Frank Gore down to the 43-yard line. Michael Huff, the free safety, made the tackle.
Well, this is their favorite run, and they run this power play, and you're going to see them pull the tackle, and they just come back up and around. It's their favorite run in this system. You're going to see Anthony Davis. He pulls and kicks out. Frank Gore is a very good inside runner. He runs with power. He's got good speed. He knows how to finish runs.
Frank Gore came in needing 49 yards to pass Ken Willard as the 49ers' third all-time leading rusher. They go on the offset eye. Play action. Smith on the move. Tried to hit Gore at the sideline. Incomplete. Well, San Francisco is young up front. Upati and Davis are the rookies. Rochelle in his second year. And Frank Gore has been the workhorse for the San Francisco offense, but Crabtree's coming off his first 100-yard game, and Davis, of course, one of the best in the NFL at tight end.
Well, doing a much better job mixing it up on first down. The 49ers, a little predictable on first down last week against Philadelphia. They ran the ball 8 straight times on 1st and 10.
So 2nd and 10 from the Raider 44-yard line, showing blitz, and here they come. Fake the reverse, great penetration, and a loss of a couple. Tyvon Branch was the first one there. The Raiders have given up some big yards over the last 2 weeks. Seymour and Kelly are the veterans up front. Rolando McClain is the first-round draft pick and middle linebacker. They think he's going to be outstanding. And the future Hall of Famer Nnamdi Asomugha is at cornerback. Michael Huff at safety made some big plays last week in the win over the Chargers.
Good look at John Marshall, defensive coordinator.
3rd and long, 3rd and 13 for San Francisco, their first possession of the game.
Well, these safeties for Oakland are very aggressive at times.
They rush 4. And that was almost intercepted. Was trying to hit Gore, and Rolando McClain couldn't quite bring it in. 49ers will have to punt.
Boy, Rolando McClain, he's a guy that's really caught my eyes. I look at this team on tape. You see him right here, the left part of your screen. He's been very good in their run defense, and he's really starting to figure things out in the pass defense as well. An exciting rookie to watch, their first-round pick out of Alabama.
Nick Miller is the deep man. Andy Miller standing back at his own 38-yard line. And we have a whistle and a flag before the snap.
Ball start, number 55, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
This is one area you really have to pay attention against the Raiders, the special teams. You see Kurt Schottenheimer, we talked to him on Friday. He is very aware of the fact that this team has great speed. You get a good look at Jim Fossil there, John Fossil, the special teams coordinator. They blocked 2 punts last week. They're an outstanding unit.
Good high punt. Miller at the 9 and brought down immediately. Great coverage on special teams for the 49ers. Again, it's C.J. Spillman, a 43-yard punt. Battle of the Bay. Raiders lead at 3-0. And we're back in San Francisco. The 49ers looking for their first win of the season, while the Raiders are trying to go to 500 or better through 6 games for the first time since you were with them, Rich, and they made that Super Bowl run in 2002. Second possession for the Raiders. They lead 3-0. Bush up the middle. Across the 10. Close to the 13-yard line.
Well, I really love the way the Oakland Raiders started this opening drive. I mean, they came out with the flea flicker. They didn't hit it, but they got the pass interference. They were aggressive. They were taking shots. They were mixing it up with the running game. Michael Bush ran real well. for the Raiders. I thought Jason Campbell, I loved the way he moved around and made some plays with his legs to keep drives alive. Of course, they had to settle for the field goal, but a good way to start on the road.
2nd and 7. Short drop. Campbell.
Nice.
To Bush. That was a heady play. Bush is going to be a yard short of a first down.
Well, Jason Campbell has to play with his head on a swivel with the way they are up front right now. I mean, they're struggling in pass protection. As you study the Oakland Raiders, these quarterbacks get hit too much. So there's a big reason why Bruce Gradkowski is out with a separated shoulder. It's a big reason why Jason Campbell has fumbled a number of times. These guys get hit. So you have to think quickly. You have to know where your checkdowns are, your quick answer throws. You can't hold the ball against this defense.
So 3rd and 1 for the Raiders. Power I formation. Bush. He'll have the first down. Out to the 20-yard line.
Boy, that was a big hit, though. My goodness.
Bush slow getting up.
Well, they can't afford to lose a guy like Michael Bush. With Darren McFadden out. See him right there. McFadden, it really hurts not having him. McFadden, I mean, he was running with a sense of purpose.
So timeout on the field. 2:29 left to go in the first. And we're back. Rock Cartwright has checked into the game for Michael Bush. And he is stopped for a loss. Sopoaga made the stop in his 7th year out of Hawaii, the 4th round pick in 04. And we have a flag on the play.
Well, pushing and shoving after the play. Mike Singletary saying you have to be smart now.
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness, number 38, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Deshaun Goldson, the free safety.
Well, they always get the guy that retaliates, and you see Goldson there. And they're young and inexperienced at safety, with Goldson as a 2nd-year starter and Taylor Mays, the rookie out of USC. You have to be smart. That's what Mike Singletary's been talking about the entire season. We can't put ourselves in those situations.
Michael Bush is back in the game. The lone setback. They move it up to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. 16 plays. They've got 6 first downs already. Bush across the 34. Just across. And Takeo Spikes, the inside linebacker, the veteran, 2-time Pro Bowler with the Bengals, made the stop.
You know, it's interesting in talking to the San Francisco 49ers and Mike Singletary on Friday, he said, listen, we cannot let them run the football against us. It's the one thing that they want to do, the one thing we can't let them do. We want to make them one-dimensional. If we're going to lose, I want to lose to Jason Campbell throwing the ball 30 or 35 times.
101 yards and penalties already. 62 total yards in the game today. 2nd and 8 for Oakland. From their own 34-yard line. Campbell gets rid of it, and that is caught by Hayward Bay. Came in with 11 catches for 142 yards.
Well, I've been really impressed so far with Jason Campbell, Bill. Just his resourcefulness. I mean, it's not there. The primary receiver, the secondary, is working across the field, finding these outlet receivers. The ball's coming out. He's not taking sacks. He's making some plays with his legs. This is good to see out of Jason Campbell.
That was good enough for a first down. They spotted at the 42-yard line of the Raiders. Bush off right tackle to the 45-yard line. Demetric Evans made the stop. Now this Raider offense has started to click. They scored 20 points or more only 4 times all last season. And through the first 5 weeks of this year, they already have 3 games where they've scored 20-plus points.
Well, that's the impact of Hugh Jackson. I think he's done an outstanding job. He's very good with the quarterbacks. As you said, Bill, they're already scoring more points than they did a year ago.
So that's the end of the first quarter with the Raiders leading at 3-0. We'll return to San Francisco after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. And we're back. Rock Cartwright has checked into the game for Michael Bush, and he is stopped for a loss. Sopoaga made the stop in his 7th year out of Hawaii, the 4th round pick in 04, and we have a flag on the play.
Well, pushing and shoving after the play. Mike Singletary saying you have to be smart now.
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness, number 38, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Deshaun Golson, the free safety.
Well, they always get the guy that retaliates, and you see Golson there. And they're young and inexperienced at safety, with Golson as a 2nd-year starter and Taylor Mays, the rookie out of USC. You have to be smart. That's what Mike Singletary's been talking about the entire season. We can't put ourselves in those situations.
Michael Bush is back in the game. The lone setback. They move it up to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. 16 plays. They've got 6 first downs already. Bush across the 34. Just across, and Takeo Spikes, the inside linebacker, the veteran, 2-time Pro Bowler with the Bengals, made the stop.
You know, it's interesting in talking to the San Francisco 49ers and Mike Singletary on Friday, he said, listen, we cannot let them run the football against us. It's the one thing that they want to do, the one thing we can't let them do. We want to make them one-dimensional. If we're going to lose, I want to lose to Jason Campbell throwing the ball 30 or 35 times.
101 yards and penalties already. 62 total yards in the game today. 2nd and 8 for Oakland. From their own 34-yard line. Campbell gets rid of it, and that is caught by Hayward Bay. Came in with 11 catches for 142 yards.
Well, I've been really impressed so far with Jason Campbell, Bill. Just his resourcefulness. I mean, it's not there. The primary receiver, the secondary is working across the field, finding these outlet receivers. The ball's coming out. He's not taking sacks. He's making some plays with his legs. This is good to see out of Jason Campbell.
That was good enough for a first down. They spotted at the 42-yard line of the Raiders. Bush off right tackle to the 45-yard line. Demetric Evans made the stop. Now this Raider offense has started to click. They scored 20 points or more only 4 times all last season. And through the first 5 weeks of this year, they already have 3 games where they've scored 20-plus points.
Well, that's the impact of Hugh Jackson. I think he's done an outstanding job. He's very good with the quarterbacks. As you said, Bill, they're already scoring more points than they did a year ago.
So that's the end of the first quarter with the Raiders leading at 3-0. We'll return to San Francisco after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. The Raiders well represented from across the bay.
My colleagues from the Black Hole, Bill, made the trip. Like good old buddies back in the day.
4-time Pro Bowl selection as quarterback for the Raiders from 99 and 02. League MVP in 2002, taking the Raiders to the Super Bowl. They run the reverse.
Oh,
there's
big one.
A lot of room for Murphy. Louis Murphy. Finally driven out of bounds at about the 10 by Taylor Mays.
Boy, you have to give Hugh Jackson some credit. They're coming out with a little bit of trickery. They're taking some chances. The old end-around reverse. The 49ers completely overcommitted. Louis Murphy makes the big run down the sidelines. Look how they sell this. Look at all the action. Lawson, he's full. Jason Campbell out in front. He's going to try and get a block. And Louis Murphy can really motor.
And Jason Campbell was down there trying to throw a block. Pick up a 43 yards. Tough running inside. Bush is down close to the 6-yard line.
I really think as you look at Michael Bush, I think he's a better back when he's in the flow of the game. When he gets a start, I don't think he's as good when he comes in for relief of Darren McFadden. He's a type of back that gets better with each carry. He needs 20, 25 carries as opposed to coming in there and spelling Darren McFadden.
Second down, Bush again. Stopped short of the 5-yard line. Takeo Spikes was the first man there. The Raiders have already had 3 100-yard rushing performances this season, 2 by Darren McFadden before the hamstring injury and 1 last week by Michael Bush. That equals the most they've had in either of the last 2 seasons. They have to get it to the 2 for a first down. Campbell from the shotgun. 3rd and 4. Bush. Great penetration, stopped at the line of scrimmage. Justin Smith made the tackle.
Well, the 49ers have given up a lot of yards, but the one thing that they've been able to do is get off the field in the red zone. Another nice job. They're going to bring pressure. They're anticipating the run up inside. You can see Justin Smith right there to make the play.
So again, Oakland will have to settle for a field goal try by Sebastian Janikowski. This one of 24 yards. And good. So 12:40 left to play in the half. And it's now 6-0 Oakland. Back with more in the Battle of the Bay on CBS after this. The Raiders with an overwhelming edge and time of possession. The 49ers will get it for only the 2nd time in the game after the Sebastian Janikowski field goal. Again, and he will take a knee in the end zone. Well, this is the exact 21st anniversary of that devastating earthquake that struck the Bay Area at 5:04 p.m. on October 17, 1989, prior to the start of Game 3 of the World Series between the A's and the Giants. And it's the fact that 2 Bay Area teams were playing in the series, and a lot of people had left work early or were gathered around television sets and not out on the road when things began to collapse. That kept injuries and loss of life from becoming even greater than what ultimately occurred. And those of us who saw it, it was just amazing. That was exactly 21 years ago today. Smith from the shotgun, under pressure and brought down. Matt Shaughnessy, his 4th sack of the season.
What a great play by Shaughnessy. You're going to see here he's rushing to the right side of your screen. Just does a nice job getting up, and then he feels Alex Smith step up. And watch him just reach out with his left arm and just pull down the quarterback. You have to be strong to be able to do that, but Shaughnessy gets pushed on Staley. He walks him back into Alex Smith. Alex has nowhere to go but try and step up inside that pocket.
So loss of 2 on the sack, 2nd and 12 for the 49ers. Morgan was the motion man. Smith caught by Morgan and driven out of bounds across the 25 to the 26-yard line by Tyvon Branch. Branch returned a fumble, 64 yards for his first NFL touchdown last week in the win over San Diego.
Yeah, you get a good look there at Stanford route. And, as I look at Stanford route, I think it's a lot like the situation in New York with the Jets and Darrelle Revis. I mean, Antonio Cromartie is going to get the lion's share of the work. You're going to be tested. I think the same can be said for Stanford route. He plays opposite Nnamdi Asomugha. People don't throw at Nnamdi Asomugha. You're going to challenge Stanford route. You're going to get lots of work in this game.
Showing blitz on 3rd and 3. Up in the air and incomplete. And they rule it touch the ground. Michael Crabtree was the intended receiver.
As you study Alex Smith, sometimes he wants to take the extra hits. Doesn't quite trust it. It causes him to be missed or to be late with some throws right here. And again, the quarterback, the receiver has to see it. Michael Crabtree, I don't think he sees that ball coming out of a pile of offensive linemen and defensive linemen. You have to make sure that the receivers at least see that ball leave your hand when they're inside so tight like that.
So Andy Lee standing back at his own 13-yard line. Nick Miller at the 25. Waves everybody off. And it will roll out of bounds at the 34. 11:21 left to go in the half. 6-0 Oakland after the 39-yard punt. The Raiders with an overwhelming edge in time of possession. The 49ers will get it for only the second time in the game after the Sebastian Janikowski field goal. Again, and he will take a knee in the end zone. Well, this is the exact 21st anniversary of that devastating earthquake that struck the Bay Area at 5:04 p.m. on October 17, 1989, prior to the start of Game 3 of the World Series between the A's and the Giants. And it's the fact that two Bay Area teams were playing in the series, and a lot of people had left work early or were gathered around television sets and not out on the road when things began to collapse. That kept injuries and loss of life from becoming even greater than what ultimately occurred. And those of us who saw it, it was just amazing. That was exactly 21 years ago today. Smith from the shotgun, under pressure and brought down. Matt Shaughnessy, his 4th sack of the season.
What a great play by Shaughnessy. You're going to see here he's rushing to the right side of your screen. Just does a nice job getting up, and then he feels Alex Smith step up. And watch him just reach out with his left arm and just pull down the quarterback. You have to be strong to be able to do that. But Shaughnessy gets pushed on Staley. He walks him back into Alex Smith. Alex has nowhere to go but try and step up inside that pocket.
So loss of 2 on the sack, 2nd and 12 for the 49ers. Morgan was the motion man. Smith caught by Morgan and driven out of bounds across the 25 to the 26-yard line by Tyvon Branch. Branch returned a fumble, 64 yards for his first NFL touchdown last week in the win over San Diego.
Yeah, you get a good look there at Stanford route. And, as I look at Stanford route, I think it's a lot like the situation in New York with the Jets and Darrelle Revis. I mean, Antonio Cromartie is going to get the lion's share of the work. You're going to be tested. I think the same can be said for Stanford route. He plays opposite Nnamdi Asomugha. People don't throw at Nnamdi Asomugha. You're going to challenge Stanford route. You're going to get lots of work in this game.
Showing blitz on 3rd and 3. Up in the air and incomplete. And they rule it, touch the ground. Michael Crabtree was the intended receiver.
As you study Alex Smith, sometimes he wants to take the extra hits. Doesn't quite trust it. It causes him to be missed or to be late with some throws right here. And again, the quarterback, the receiver has to see it. Michael Crabtree, I don't think he sees that ball coming out of a pile of offensive linemen and defensive linemen. You have to make sure that the receivers at least see that ball leave your hand when they're inside so tight like that.
So Andy Lee standing back at his own 13-yard line. Nick Miller at the 25. Waves everybody off. And it will roll out of bounds at the 34. 11:21 left to go in the half. 6-0 Oakland after the 39-yard punt. The Raiders' opening drive started at their own 12. They got it down to the 49ers' 4 before settling for a field goal. Then from their own 9 down to the San Francisco 6. That was 12 plays, also a field goal. Better field position to start from the 34-yard line. Bush is the lone setback, 1st and 10. Raiders lead it 6-0. Campbell looking for Zach Miller, and it's picked off. Manny Lawson, and he was stride for stride with Miller.
And not a lot of linebackers, Bill, can make this play. I mean, Manny Lawson, he looks like a tight end running down the middle of the field with the Raiders tight end, Zach Miller. First of all, he has the speed. Now watch him jump and make this catch away from his body. He looks like a receiver or a tight end. Unbelievable athletic play by Manny Lawson. And Jason Campbell can't make this throw. Manny Lawson is right underneath the tight end. And of course, he's got help over the top from the safety, just getting squeezed on both ends.
First interception this season. First mistake of the game for Jason Campbell. So the 49ers will try to take advantage of the turnover, starting at their own 43-yard line. The offset eye, Morgan in motion. To the outside, Gore can't quite get to the edge. Tried to cut it back in, picks up 2. Trevor Scott made the tackle.
You look at Frank Gore, he's got the highest percentage of the team's total touches. 55% of the time the ball winds up in the hands of Frank Gore, and why not? It leads the team in rushing. He's got 33 receptions. He also leads them in receptions as well. He's a big part of what they do here. I think that's part of the problem. I think they also have to find a way to get Vernon Davis and Michael Crabtree involved in this offense as well.
2nd and 9 for San Francisco, and movement before the snap.
Well, as you study the Oakland Raiders, if you use the hard count, you can get 2 or 3 free ones every game.
Encroachment, number 93, defense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Tommy Kelly.
That's just discipline. It's just watching the ball. And you know, Alex told us on Friday, he said, I'm going to use the hard count, particularly early in this game, to slow down that defensive front of the Raiders.
So they'll move it up 5. It'll be a much more manageable 2nd and 4.
Well, Tom Cable was pretty animated on Saturday night when we sat down and visited him with him and talked to him about the officiating and penalties. And look, it's an area that he wants to get cleaned up. It's been a point of emphasis this entire preseason.
From the 49-yard line, nice play action fake. Smith incomplete. Was trying to hit Vernon Davis.
Well, you look at both of these quarterbacks. I think they're very similar situations. You look at they came in the same year in 2005, and the problem with both of them is there's been so much change around them. Different head coaches, different coordinators every year, different systems, different verbiage and terminology. It makes it very difficult when there's not a lot of stability and continuity in the schemes. I think both quarterbacks have struggled as a result.
3rd and 4 for San Francisco. Smith out of the shotgun, steps up, gets rid of it. Davis fighting for extra yardage down to the 38-yard line. Into Oakland territory. Chris Johnson plays cornerback in the nickel, made the stop.
Well, both of these teams have excellent tight ends, but this guy is a beast, Vernon Davis. They just blow the coverage. No one even covers Vernon Davis. Alex Smith loves working him in the middle of the field. Just a blown assignment by that Raiders secondary.
Davis, a Pro Bowl starter last season, coming off his 4th career 100-yard game last Sunday night. 5 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. And that was good for officially 12 yards. Again, they try to run the bootleg, and Smith just throws it away. Davis was in the vicinity. He was being pursued by Lamar Houston.
Well, their 2nd-round pick, Lamar Houston, does a nice job not fooled by the play action, the stretch. And of course, they run that boot off, and he is right there to contain Alex Smith.
Lamar Houston was the 44th player taken overall last April. He's impressed Richard Seymour, who said that Houston just brings it and loves to compete. Rookie out of Texas.
They really helped themselves, Bill, in the draft, getting McClain in the middle there and Houston on the edge. These are going to be 2 good players for the Raiders for a long time.
2nd and 10. Gore cuts it back, lowers his shoulder, down inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line.
As you study Frank Gore, he can run inside with power, or he can go outside. He's got the speed to take the ball to the edge of the defense. It's going to be really important for the Raiders to set the edge and force him back up inside. Very unique back in Frank Gore. He's a guy that, as I said before, he's got the power, and he's also got that speed to get onto the 2nd level.
Still waiting to break off a big run this year. His longest gain is 20 yards. So 3rd and 5 for San Francisco. Smith with time. Has Morgan incomplete. and that was simply a poorly thrown ball.
That's on you. You can't yell at the receiver. And that's Alex Smith. When you have him open like this, you have to have some poise, and you have to be able to pull the trigger and hit him. And that's the problem right now with this offense. Pretty good job with protection. Nice job with the scheme. You got a receiver who's wide open. You got to make these throws.
So 4th and 5, and Joe Nedney will come on. He has a career long of 56 yards. This is 52. Has 2 from 50 plus this season already. And the 49ers are going to take a timeout with 8:37 left to play in the half. It's 6-0 Oakland. Two franchises with great histories, but this has been a tough time for fans of both teams. It's been 8 years since either the 49ers or the Raiders put together a winning record. The 49ers came close last year, but finished 8-8. Raiders take over after the touchback at their own 20. Bush left side. Battles for one. Sopoaga made the stop. Left defensive end.
So Mike Singletary pacing the sidelines. He was not happy with what happened on special teams. First and foremost, having 9 players on the field for the field goal try. And of course, they line up for the punt. They kick it. They kick it in the end zone for a touchback. You can see him talking to Kurt Schottenheimer there, their special teams coordinator.
2nd and 9. Raiders lead it 6-0. Midway through the second quarter. Campbell batted down. And let's take a look now at Gannon's film study.
Well, when you study the Raiders on film, both tackles have struggled in pass protection. Here you're going to see Mario Henderson, the left tackle. He gets beat right at the snap. So to take care of this problem, offensive coordinator Hugh Jackson, who's going to play with an extra lineman. You see Khalif Barnes here. He's going to help set the edge, solidify that group, give these quarterbacks the time they need to make good throws from the pocket. A nice adjustment from the Raiders.
3rd and long for Oakland. 3rd and 9.
You see an extra tackle in here as well.
Campbell, incomplete, threw it behind the rookie, Jacoby Ford. So 3 and out for the Raiders.
I've seen both quarterbacks here today rush and throws. You have time. You can see Hugh Jackson settle down. Can't rush these throws. Give these receivers a chance to make a play in space.
Shane Leckler, one of the best punters in the history of the game, having another outstanding year, leading the NFL with an average of almost 50 yards a punt. And he goes down, but no flag. Again, lets it bounce, and it goes out of bounds at the 38-yard line. 6-0 Oakland. 7:33 to play in the half. We're back, and Wednesday on CBS. Play action again. Smith. And incomplete. Overthrew Gore.
Well, and you can hear the boo birds are already starting to get on Alex Smith. You know, he's missed some throws today he's got to make. I mean, he has to eliminate the costly mistakes that are holding him back in this offense. And, you know, those 2 or 3 mistakes that he makes each week have been the big ones. And I think you're not talking about a misread. You're talking about the fumbles and interceptions that get returned for touchdowns. And I told Alex on Friday, you know, you got to get off to a good start, or Mike Singletary is going to feel the pressure to make a change at quarterback.
Well, you talk a lot about how important confidence is, Rich. Alex Smith, not a very confident quarterback right now. Gore picks up a tough yard. Of course, last Sunday night, confrontation on the field between these two, Mike Singletary and his quarterback.
Yeah, you know, Alex was sitting there arguing for his job. He wanted to stay in there and finish the game, and as it turned out, they told David Carr to get warmed up. He actually started onto the field, and then Alex went out there and really played some good football in the fourth quarter. Took him down 2 long drives for touchdowns, kind of saved his job for another week. But boy, 15 and 20. He's lost 15 of those last 20 starts, Bill. He's got to play well here today.
3rd and long. Smith with time. Crabtree was the intended receiver, but he was well covered. Nnamdi Asamoah, the Pro Bowl cornerback, was there. And so was Tyvon Branch, the strong safety.
Well, there's a reason why you look at Nnamdi Asamoah. He actually has help over the top. They're playing 2-man. But there's a reason why teams don't throw at Nnamdi Asamoah. The guy's got long arms. He's a great cover corner. He jams you, disrupts your timing and rhythm at the line of scrimmage, and he can cover in space.
That was only the 14th time he's been targeted all season. Miller retreats to the 7-yard line. And swarmed under at the 17. Well, check out the new CBSSports.com shop for officially licensed NFL gear and get 3-day shipping on every order. Go to shop.cbssports.com. That was a 54-yard punt and a 9-yard return by Miller.
You can see the Alex Smith over there looking at the pictures with David Carr to his right. And David Carr has taken the high road this week. He's been very complimentary of Alex Smith, saying that I've been in that same situation before as a starter. It's not easy.
Campbell rolling to his right, and he'll run out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Campbell making his 3rd start today for the Raiders. And let's take a look at the 4 possessions for Oakland. Field goals in their first 2, but then an interception and a punt.
Yeah, they really got off to a good start with a 13-play and a 12-play drive, and then they've cooled off a little bit. But that's how you want to start when you're on the road. Take this crowd out of it. I think Hugh Jackson has done an excellent job changing some things up, mixing in a little trickery to keep this defense off balance.
2nd and 9. Bush left side. Just some tough inside running. He gets it to the 20. Francois, the backup nose tackle out of LSU, made the stop.
You know, as I look at both of these teams right now, I don't know that either quarterback can carry the team. In other words, you can't ask these quarterbacks to throw it 30 or 35 times and expect to win with their personnel. They have to run it. The Raiders are going to rely on Michael Bush. The 49ers are going to rely on Frank Gore. And, of course, you hope that these quarterbacks can make enough plays to help you to win.
3rd and 7 for Oakland. Campbell. And that was out of bounds. Will be ruled an incomplete pass. Johnny Lee Higgins was the intended receiver.
Well, this is unfortunate because Johnny Lee Higgins runs a good route and he's actually open. But the quarterback, we have an expression, if you wait, you're late. That ball's got to come out on time to get it up and down. These quarterbacks want to take that extra hits, that extra peak, and that'll make you late.
Eckler back at his own 6.
Wow.
Consecutive 3 and outs for the Raiders. Another big punt. Again. And out of bounds at the 30. That was a 60-yard punt. Well, the last Raider win over San Francisco, remember this one? Number 12 was 34-28 in overtime. And look at that. Great wheels from my partner, Rich Gannon. Had the touchdown pass to Tim Brown in overtime. That was a monster game for Tim that day. 172 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the one to seal it in overtime.
Well, and John Gruden was getting ready to take me out of that game. We got off to kind of a rocky start. It was windy here at Candlestick, and he was thinking about putting Bobby Hoying in that game at one point, until, of course, John and I had it out on the sidelines.
From the 31-yard line, they toss it back to Gore. Cuts back inside, picks up 3. Matt Shaughnessy, second year out of Wisconsin, who already has a sack today, made the tackle.
Well, you know, as you study the Raiders on defense, they have struggled with their run defense. They're 31st. Last year they were 29th. And talking to John Marshall, he said it's a work in progress. but it's a gap control defense. And if you have one player that's not in his gap, you give up some big runs. They're doing a much better job today being more disciplined.
Von Branch, the strong safety, makes his way to the sideline. He's injured. Gore keeping his feet. Powers to the 38-yard line. Trevor Scott made the tackle.
You know, and looking at the Raiders on defense right now, I don't know that they have a lot of respect for the 49ers passing game. You know, I'm looking at the safeties, and both Michael Huff and Devon Branch are being really aggressive. They're down there around the line of scrimmage. They're playing that run, and they're not really honoring the play-action game with Alex Smith right now.
3rd and 3. Coverage from Morgan at the bottom of the screen. Smith from the shotgun.
Comes Nnamdi Asomugha.
The blitz. Smith incomplete. And they're going to rule it was a forward pass. Great penetration by Richard Seymour.
Boy, really nice job by the Raiders. 3rd and 3, they bring pressure. Alex Smith is frustrated. You can see Nnamdi Asomugha come. Look at Richard Seymour. He's just going to beat Mike Iupati, the rookie, right up inside. And we talked with him last night. He talked a little bit about Mike Iupati. He said he can see on tape why this guy's a first rounder, but right now he's still a little raw. I think I can win those matchups.
Iupati, the 17th pick overall this past April. Anthony Davis, the right tackle, was the 11th overall pick. And that was almost blocked. Miller lets it bounce. And it comes back, and it will be down at the 7-yard line. The new NFL.com mobile apps have arrived. No matter where you are, you can track scores, set fantasy lineups, and get highlights of your team's big plays. Go to NFL.com/mobile to learn more. That was a 55-yard punt. So 2 of the best punters in the NFL featured in this game. Shane Leckler and Andy Lee of the 49ers. So the Raiders will take over. 3:18 left to go in the half from their own 7-yard line. Bush. Change of direction, and he picks up 2. And just a moment ago, let's take a look. Mike Singletary and Alex Smith having a conversation.
A little heart-to-heart, and you have to wonder what Mike Singletary's saying to him. Hey, you got one more series, I'm going to make a change, or maybe I'm already going to make a change. You know, when you're 0-5, you're looking for a spark. You're not going to replace the receiver. You're not going to take the right tackle out of the game. You're going to take the quarterback out of the game to try and create some spark, some energy for your offense.
That's the first man through. Marcel Reese, the fullback. Not much there.
I really like, he's got a good look there at Justin Smith. He's a solid football player. He's a guy that plays with great effort each and every snap. Had 90 tackles and 6 sacks a year ago, earning his first Pro Bowl, 2 sacks last week. 144 consecutive starts, longest active streak by a defensive lineman.
He had 2 sacks last Sunday night against Philadelphia. And coming up, once again on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights from Week 6. That's all coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. Many highlights today for Alex Smith.
Well, I've been in that situation. You know, you can miss a throw, you look over the sidelines, you're wondering if they're going to take you out of the game. You press, you try and make some things happen. Not a good situation to be in.
49er defense has played well. In the last 11 plays, the Raiders with just 8 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Bush gets it out to the 15-yard line. Takeo Spikes, the veteran, made the stop.
Well, the 49ers defense has tightened things up now. And 49ers have a good chance to get some field position here and get some points before halftime. Something good has to happen for this offense before the half. If not, and I'm Mike Singletary, I got to do something. I have to make a change. As much as I don't want to make a change, I have to make a change. I have to get something going right now with this bill. You look at the offense, my goodness. 47 total yards of football here in the first half. They've had the ball for 20 plays.
Raiders with 120. Just not that much defensive production from either team, although the Raiders had a couple of good drives early, helped by penalties.
A big return by Ginn would really help.
Leckler.
Wow.
Boots it. Look at this. Another tremendous punt. Ginn from the 24. Ted Ginn, nice return. And we have a flag on the play as he brings it out to the 42-yard line.
During the kick, holding number 24 of the return team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
There's another 60-yard punt, and they get Anthony Dixon for the holding call.
Well, I looked at this list. There's a lot of good play callers on this list as you look at the San Francisco 49ers, all the changes that they have had. 8 different coordinators in the last 8 years. 6 different coordinators for Alex Smith. Not exactly a formula for success. In fact, it's a recipe for disaster. You can't win without continuity and consistency with your system and your quarterback. And Bill, as I look at this thing, that's been a big problem here in San Francisco. All the turnover with the play callers, I think it's been very disruptive, not only for Alex, but for this offense.
Well, they go from having pretty good field position all the way back to their own 16-yard line. And that's where San Francisco will start first and 10.
A little empty, no back.
Backfield, and 4 receivers to the right side for Alex Smith. Across the middle, Josh Morgan. And Morgan's out across the 20, close to the 22-yard line. Branch made the tackle.
They're going to get the 2-minute warning here. This is really where Alex Smith has just studied in the last couple of weeks. But when they open things up and let this guy spread out and attack this defense is where he's played his best football.
And we've reached the 2-minute warning. Raiders have been dominant in this opening half, but they only lead 6-0. See what Alex Smith can do with the 2-minute offense. They run the screen to Westbrook. And that's a nice pickup for the former Eagle. Michael Huff pushed him out of bounds.
Well, this guy, Brian Westbrook, is such a good player. I think you have to find ways not only to get him on the field, but get him some touches, because good things happen when Brian Westbrook gets the ball in space. He's always been a very patient screen runner. Frank Gore's a good screen runner as well, but Brian Westbrook, a savvy vet. He needs touches in this offense.
Two-time Pro Bowler with Philadelphia, and that was good for 19 yards, the longest play of the game for the 49ers. From their own 40-yard line, Crabtree is the motion man. Bunch formation.
Another screen.
And that screen was well covered. Take a look at this Raider defense. They played well today, Rich.
I'm seeing signs that this defense is really starting to turn the corner, Bill. You see some big plays, some splash plays, tackles for losses. They're getting good pressure on the quarterback. We saw this sack by Shaughnessy. Richard Seymour, he's making some noise up there in the middle. The hits, the hurries, the knockdowns, and the sacks begin to take their toll on a quarterback like Alex Smith.
1:49 left in the half, 2nd and 10. Smith gets rid of it to the 44-yard line. Ted Ginn. The Raiders were tied for 2nd in the NFL on defense, but they've given up some big yards over the last 2 games. The Texans picked up 441, and last week Phillip Rivers had a big day, and they gave up over 500 yards in total offense, so they came in today ranked 23rd on defense. And that's going to be a first down for San Francisco. Crisp pass to Michael Crabtree.
And they have to keep moving. They have no timeouts. They wasted some timeouts in the early in the first quarter.
Just over a minute remaining. Smith, plenty of time, buys some more, then gets rid of it. That's caught. Morgan, still on his feet.
Hurry up.
inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line. Stanford route finally brought him down. 35 yards on the play. Clock still running. Inside of 40 seconds.
Well, that's just a mistake. I would have clocked it there.
And that is Vernon Davis who makes the catch. Again, the 49ers without any timeouts remaining here in the first half. Inside of 20 seconds. They'll stop the clock at 15.
And you would have been better served in that situation, Bill, the clock to stop after the first completion. And you just waste too much time. You can't put time back on the clock. And, you know, one area that Alex Smith has been very effective. You look at these numbers, it's ridiculous. I mean, he's completing 81% of his throws down here in the red zone, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 126. Look at those numbers outside the red zone. He's thrown 9 interceptions, but he's been very effective in this part of the field, and a big reason why, he knows how to find that tight end of his, Vernon Davis.
3rd and 4. They have to get it to the 4-yard line for a first down. Smith overthrows Gore.
Oh, geez, that's ugly. Now you got to kick the field goal. Sometimes I don't know that they realize the situation in the game. It's 3rd and 4. You have to find a completion. Boy, he's just so quick to kick it wide to the back. You have to give Frank Gore a chance. Give him a catchable ball. Maybe he'll make a defender miss in space and pick up that first down.
That was actually set up perfectly to at least have a shot at the first down and get out of bounds. So a 25-yard field goal try by Nedney, 4 of 5 in field goal attempts this season, and that is good. The 49ers are on the board. 8 seconds left in the half. Well, tomorrow on CBS, Hawaii 5-0 is turning up the heat and laying down the law. Book 'em, Dano. Don't miss TV's #1 news show, Hawaii 5-0, tomorrow, only on CBS, America's #1 network. 6-3, Oakland. 8 seconds left in the half, and that was an encouraging drive for Alex Smith. Again, back talking to Mike Singletary. Mike told us they had a number of conversations this week.
0-5 for the first time, as you mentioned, Bill, since 1979. Bill Walsh's first year as head coach of the 49ers. And Mike really felt like this team would come out and play well today. He's spending a lot of time, as we've seen here in the first half, and talking with Alex Smith. He's trying to encourage him.
Well, they went on to finish that 79 season at 2-14, did the 49ers, but they started building the nucleus for those great Super Bowl teams that came in the 80s and even in the 90s. Jacoby Ford, it's a short kick, kind of pooched it down there, and Raiders fall on it at the 28-yard line. Michael Huff, with 6 seconds left, got down on it, and so you suspect the Raiders will probably take a knee and let some time run out.
I think that guy right there has done a nice job, Tom Cable. It hasn't been easy, but I see this team making progress. I was really impressed by what I saw out of them last week. Really started that game, set the tone against San Diego, created some turnovers down in the red zone, blocked 2 punts. Offense came around in the second half, and he just feels like this team is close. It's a type of win last week that can really catapult your season. But, of course, as he said to us last night, it makes no difference if we can't win here today.
Campbell will take a knee and let the clock run out. So that's the end of the first half with our score: Raiders 6, 49ers 3. Back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. 49ers will have it to start the second half. Ted Ginn at the 4. To get to the other side of the field, he turns the corner. Great return by Ginn, but we have a flag.
Yeah, Phillip Adams was holding, and there's really no reason for it. That's going to come back. That's on San Francisco.
And this is the way the game started.
Yeah, you get these rookies out there.
During
Jeez.
the return, holding number 35 of the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Phillip Adams. So they'll march it back. Battle of the Bay, and of course, two great franchises, great history for both of these organizations. 11.4 miles away across the bay. A lot of Raider fans here at Candlestick to watch this one. Surprising that this is only the 12th meeting, regular season meeting between these two teams. They play every year in the preseason, but a rare regular season encounter. Just underway in the second half. Gore, hole up the middle, another flag. Gore gets it out to the 27-yard line. We'll check the penalty.
Offside, number 92, defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Richard Seymour. Let's take a look, Rich, at the numbers from the first half.
I was surprised to see that the 49ers actually wound up with more total yards in the first half, but not a lot of great offensive football. Time of possession really in the favor of the Oakland Raiders. As I said, Bill, coming out of the break, I really think if I'm calling plays for either of these teams, I need to open up these offenses, spread them out, let the quarterbacks play, take the gloves off, let these guys challenge this defense.
1st and 5 after the penalty from the San Francisco 27-yard line. Gore. Yards have been tough today for Frank Gore. Only player in the NFL with at least 250 yards rushing and 250 yards receiving this year.
And what's amazing, you mentioned, Bill, the fact that the 49ers struggling to run the ball a little bit. And I think it's a bit of a surprise. I mean, they're 30th right now. They're only averaging 78 yards a game. They got a great running back in Frank Gore. They drafted 2 offensive linemen in the first round. It's an offense that's committed to running the football. You see Mike Johnson there, the offensive coordinator, and yet they have not had the type of success that you'd expect.
2nd and short. Gore. And he has the first down. And another flag on the play.
Holding, number 74, offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Joe Staley, left tackle.
That's just absolutely amazing. You have 2nd and a yard, and you get a holding penalty. You look right here, that's ugly football. You look at the first half possessions for the 49ers. Look at that, Bill. 5 punts to start the game. Couple 3 and outs, and that's not winning football. I always say those 3 and outs are demoralizing for an offense.
Well, the 49ers came in today feeling they could move the football on the ground against the Raiders. Oakland came in ranked 31st in the league against the run, giving up an average of 5 yards a carry. 2nd and 11. Crabtree. Just across the 30-yard line. Tyvon Branch, the strong safety, made the tackle.
Well, we saw some progress from Alex Smith right before the half. They got things rolling a little bit, and I think he's a better quarterback when you let him open it up a little bit offensively, formationally, and let this guy go to work in the passing game. I think the positives were getting Michael Crabtree and Vernon Davis more involved there late in the second quarter.
Crabtree with 9 catches for 105 yards last week against the Eagles, both career highs. Gore. And he has the first down. So that was a nice pickup after the penalty. 49ers still able to pick up a first down. That'll move the chains. 49ers have been built to try and work the ball down the field, pounding it inside with Frank Gore, but this week they told us they were going to try to open the field up a little bit, take a few more shots down the field. Gore 9 carries, 32 yards. Power I formation. Morgan the motion man.
Nice job by Alex Smith using the hard count again. I think that's going to be on Oakland.
False start, number 15, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And again, it's the penalties. You keep shooting yourself in the foot. They're not good enough to be able to overcome. You think about, they make a first down, they have a 2nd and 1, they have a holding penalty, now they get another shot and first down, they have an offsides, now it's 1st and 15. Alex trying to help him, trying to use the hard count. Guy's not paying attention.
3 penalties for 25 yards just in this drive already. Fake the reverse, Smith, and he has to throw it away. The Raiders were not fooled, and they're looking for intentional grounding.
It's just really a one-man
There is the flag. That's what they're going to call. He was not outside the tackles, and there was nobody in the vicinity.
Intentional grounding, number 11, offense, spot foul, loss of down, 2nd down.
Well, they tried to run they faked the ball to Gore. They're going to fake the end around. It's really a one-man route. And when Alex Smith doesn't have the one man downfield, he does the next best thing. He tries to throw it away. But when you keep 8 men in the block, there's nowhere to throw it.
And that is another penalty in this series for the 49ers. So 2nd and forever, 2nd and 27. They have to get it to the 32-yard line for a first down. Smith hesitates, and he is brought down, sacked again. Tommy Kelly, his 2nd sack of the season.
And Bill, my eyes were downfield. I was watching the receivers, and there was no one to throw it to. There's nobody open here. Alex is waiting. You're going to see he's going to take 2 hitches, 3 hitches. He's got nowhere to throw it. All the defenders covering up those receivers. Nice job there by Tommy Kelly, not giving up on the play, finishing. Well, you think screen or draw in this situation if you're the Raiders. Screen or draw in 3rd and a bunch.
3rd and 30. Smith again under pressure, flush from the pocket, and throws it away. And we hear from the Bluebirds again.
Well, I don't know what you call on 3rd and 30. I mean, there's not a lot of plays on Mike Johnson's play sheet. Boy, they just look out of sync. And they really hurt themselves on that drive with a number of penalties.
4 penalties for the 49ers. And Andy Lee is standing back in his own end zone. The Raiders should have pretty good field position here. Nick Miller retreats to the 35-yard line. Nice little move with some running room. And that was a fine return out close to midfield. Manny Lawson made the tackle. A 52-yard punt and a 13-yard return. We're back, and that sort of tells the story right there. 123 yards in penalties. San Francisco only 108 yards passing, and a lot of those coming at the end of the opening half. Good field position for the Raiders. They lead at 6-3. Bush into San Francisco territory to the 48-yard line. Justin Smith made the stop.
You almost wonder what they're talking about right there on the sideline. And then again, you give yourself no chance, Bill, as you mentioned the penalties. 9 penalties for San Francisco today for 123 yards. And we're just underway here in the 3rd quarter. They got to clean that up. The pre-snap penalties, the holding penalties on 2nd and less than a yard. It's insane.
The good news is, despite all of that and the offensive futility, they're just down by 3. High formation, play action. Campbell eludes 1 man, gets rid of it. Incomplete. Tried to hit Darius Hayward-Bay.
Well, I think they're going to get the personal foul here.
Flag in the backfield.
Holding, number 45. Offense, 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Marcel Reese, the fullback. See if we can pick it up. Yeah, that would qualify.
Well, he's doing everything he can to protect his quarterback. Let me say this for Jason Campbell. I think he's been outstanding today in moving around in the pocket. And I talked earlier about the fact that I don't see him use his legs enough, but he's been really good today, stepping up. You know, the tackle, Mario Henderson on his left side, he's gotten beat a couple times today. It's forced Jason to step up, and he's done a nice job not only stepping up, but getting rid of the football, not holding it and taking the sack.
Man who's been quiet today is the tight end, Zach Miller. Came in second in receiving yards among tight ends in the league behind Antonio Gates. The delay to Bush. And that picks up just a couple. Patrick Willis was all over that. Willis, of course, has made the Pro Bowl in each of his 3 seasons in the league. And let's take a look at what the Raiders did in the first half.
Well, the Raiders need to figure out what they did on those first 2 possessions. Look where they started. Their own 12 and their own 9. He went 13 plays and 12 plays, but after that, it was ugly. You got an interception. You had a couple 3 and outs there, and that's got to get straightened out.
So 3rd and 16. Campbell. Here they come. Gets away. How did he do that? Back up the field and tripped up close to midfield by Ahmad Brooks. And he had a lot of running room. Brooks saved the first down.
Yeah, they're going to bring pressure at the top of the screen. You see it, then overload that right side of the Raiders offensive line. Jason Campbell again gets away from pressure, but a nice open field tackle by Ahmad Brooks. But again, this is a positive play if you're Jason Campbell. You don't take the sack and you give your punter, Shane Leckler, a chance to pin him back.
Flags are down on the field. A catch made at the 9-yard line by Ted Ginn. Carl Sheffers, our referee today. They'll sort things out as the sun has made an appearance here in the Bay Area after a rainy morning.
These officials have been busy today, Bill. 15, 16 penalties between the 2 teams.
Defense, 12 men on the field. That penalty's declined.
Golly.
First down.
They had 9 on the field for a field goal try. Now 12. 8:11 left in the 3rd. After the penalty, the 49ers will start with a long field from their own 9-yard line. Not a lot of offense from either team, but lots of penalties. Close to 170 yards in the game. 1st and 10 for San Francisco. Alex Smith is still in there. They give it to Gore. Churning his legs. Tough running from Frank Gore. Out to the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, he's a physical runner. You guys always finishing runs. He's always falling forward in the runs. Helmet comes off. Of course, we have a new rule now here in the NFL. When your helmet comes off, the ball is actually dead. Spotted at the point where the helmet comes off. Nonetheless, great effort by Frank Gore.
2nd and 4 for the 49ers. They trail 6-3. Gore trying to find some running room. And close to a first down. Looks like he's got it. Just shy of the 20-yard line.
Bill, neither team has done a very good job of getting the tight ends involved. And the tight ends, really, as you study both football teams, are the best players in terms of the passing game. You think about Vernon Davis for the 49ers, and, of course, Zach Miller. Zach Miller does not have a catch. Vernon Davis just 2 catches so far today.
They've only gone to Zach Miller once, and that resulted in an interception. Davis, of course, a Pro Bowl starter last season for San Francisco, one of the best in the league. showing blitz, and here they come. Smith gets rid of it. Good job reading the blitz, and he hits the young tight end, Byam, the rookie out of Pitt. Route made the stop.
You see Raiders bring the pressure up inside. Alex has to throw it high. Nice job kicking it out. I always said in critical times, as a play caller, you think of players and not plays. And so if I'm Alex Smith, I'm thinking, how can I get my tight end Vernon Davis more involved in this plan? And I'm going to have that conversation with Mike Johnson, because he is a playmaker and he's a mismatch on linebackers and safeties.
Davis 2 catches today for 18 yards. Gore.
Now they're becoming very predictable offensively. They run this power play now to the right and to the left a number of times. Of course, off of that, they've tried some play action, but they've been very vanilla. You look at them formationally, you look at their personnel grouping.
Get it out just across the 27-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down.
And one thing they're doing a better job of offensively is getting the plays in and getting lined up and getting to the line of scrimmage with plenty of time. It's been a problem for them the first 5 weeks.
3rd and 3 for San Francisco. And that's a 1st down. Crabtree.
Well, very nice job by that offensive line. They gave Alex Smith plenty of time to go through his progressions. He started inside and worked all the way back to Michael Crabtree to pick up that big 1st down. And you see right there, he's got that wristband on. We talked to Mike Johnson. One of the problems, as I mentioned before, the problem of getting the plays in. And so what they've done is they've gone to this wristband. They'll call down that play, and it helps speed up the whole process for the quarterback and play caller.
From the 34-yard line of the 49ers. Morgan in motion. They snap it right to Gore. Cuts it back. Has some running room. Out to the 45-yard line. Some trickery from the San Francisco 49ers. Cameron Wimbley finally made the tackle.
Well, good sell job by Alex Smith. You're going to watch him. He jumps up like the ball went over his head. He actually snapped it to Frank Gore. And this guy is very patient, has great vision, and can wind runs back. Well, they're making some progress. They're moving the football.
Fresh set of downs. Spotted just shy of the 45-yard line. And Ziegler in motion. 2 wide receivers at the top of the screen.
Oh, man.
They roll to the right. And Smith out of bounds just across the 45 at the 46-yard line.
I'll tell you, the safeties for Oakland right now really scare me. You're going to watch that there's some communication issues right here. I want you to keep an eye on Michael Huff. He's right here. He's going to go back to the middle, but watch the receiver go right by him. Look at this. They don't even cover him. He's right down the middle of the field. And I've seen this a number of times today. Both of these safeties, you look at Branch and Huff, they're very nosy. They have their eyes in the backfield. They want to be down around the line of scrimmage where the action is, but boy, they are letting some of these receivers run right by them.
2nd and 9. Smith. And that's Ziegler, the 2nd year out of Baylor. And he is into Oakland territory.
You wonder whether or not Alex Smith has the tools in his toolbox to recognize those situations. Are they communicating that information to him down on the football field? And are they able to get to some shots where they're taking advantage of it? Again, look at these safeties. Look how close they are to the line of scrimmage.
The Niners have come back after a quiet first quarter where they only had 1 possession. 3rd and 3, trying to keep this drive going. Smith with time and a 1st down. Vernon Davis. Branch made the stop. We have a flag on the play. Across the field at the 35-yard line.
That's what you want. You want your tight end, Vernon Davis, matched up on that safety.
Holding, number 37 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. 1st down.
Call it on Chris Johnson. You saw his reaction.
You know, it's amazing. You sit in a game like this and you're struggling offensively, San Francisco, and yet you look at the scoreboard and you're only down by a field goal. It takes one score. It's kind of changed the momentum in this game.
Spotted at the 43-yard line of the Raiders. 1st and 10 for San Francisco. From the I formation. Bootleg. And the Raiders were all over that. Well, Trevor Scott had great penetration. He was right in Alex Smith's face.
That play had no chance from the start. You mentioned Trevor Scott. When they run that naked bootleg backside, if Trevor Scott is there to contain, it makes it very difficult for that quarterback to work back across the field.
This drive started at the San Francisco 9, 10th play of the drive upcoming. Nearing the end of the 3rd quarter, Gore looking for running room up the middle and doesn't find it. Stacked up after a pickup of 1.
See Rolando McClain, he has done a nice job in there. You know, he's making an impact in the middle of that defense. You know, 31 tackles coming into today's game, which ranks 2nd among NFL rookies. And Tom Cable told us the guy loves football. He wants to know all the details of the defense. He's a player that you can build your defense around.
So highly regarded out of Alabama, Rolando McClain. Helped the Crimson Tide to win the national championship. 8th overall pick. And they think he's going to be an outstanding player for a lot of years to come. Here they come on the slant. Got it again. Perfect play call and perfect execution for San Francisco.
Well, they say if you want to dance, you have to pay the band. And they're going to bring blitz. They're going to bring pressure. You see it coming, and Alex does a nice job hitting the slant. And when all things are equal, we talk about working away from Nnamdi Asomugha, and why not go after the 3rd corner, Chris Johnson? Great. They got the matchup they want. Alex made a good throw.
And that was good for 19 yards. To number 19. So 1st and 10 from the Oakland 22-yard line. Raiders lead it by 3. Battle of the Bay here at Candlestick. Smith, miscommunication. Morgan was coming back to him instead of going out toward the sideline. That's where Smith threw it.
Well, don't let somebody else's mistake become your mistake. It's 1st and 10. If it's not there, throw it away. Sometimes incompletions are not a bad thing.
And now we have a flag well after the play.
Going to call intentional grounding, are they? Threw it right over the receiver's head. Well, that wouldn't be a good call. The receiver was working back inside. Alex thought he was going to sit out there. He was fooled, and so he threw the ball over his head. I think they'll pick this one up. Maybe not.
Intentional grounding. Number 11 offense, no receiver in the area. 10-yard penalty, lost it down, 3rd down.
Wow. I think there was a receiver in the area. It was Morgan. They were just not on the same page. There's Morgan over his head. Morgan came in, and Smith thought he was going to go out. That's what Mike Singletary's saying.
I don't really agree with that call. He just threw it right over the receiver's head.
I'm saying things have been bad enough. You're going to do that to me?
Mike's got to be patient. Mike's got to be smart here. He can't draw another penalty in this part of the field.
Now we've got a whistle, and
he's going to get a warning.
It's 2nd down.
He's arguing it's not a loss of down. Intentional grounding is a loss of down. I didn't like the call. I saw the receiver working back. I think Alex was fooled. He threw the ball away. That's one of those. You get a letter from the league on Monday saying we made a mistake. And here Mike saying
we had a receiver over there. Exactly. Watch the replay. There's still a delay on the field. Take another look.
It's second down.
Yeah, you're going to look at it. The receiver right here, he's going to start working back inside. There he is. And the ball goes over his head. How can you call that intentional grounding? Honestly, I played the league 17 years. Quarterback just throws it over his right shoulder. Not a very good call by this crew.
Mike's still complaining.
I would too.
2nd and 20. Showing blitz. They just rushed 4. Smith, center of the field. Crabtree, touchdown! "32 yards. Smith to Crabtree, who had beaten Chris Johnson.
Yeah, really, Tyvon Branch. You're going to see the safety. Safeties are out of position. He runs right down the middle of the field. They pass him off. The corner's late getting back. These safeties have been a liability in coverage. Right down the middle of the field. Somebody has to be accountable for Michael Crabtree.
Nedney with the extra point. Final play of the 3rd quarter, and the 49ers have taken the lead, 10-6. We'll return to San Francisco after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. The 49ers start the 4th quarter with their first lead of the day. 13 plays in the drive, 91 yards. San Francisco able to overcome an iffy intentional grounding call. Touchdown pass from Smith to Crabtree. Jacoby Ford waits the kickoff from Nedney. Ford at the 8. And a flag. They're going to bring this back, but a nice return by Ford. Flag down all the way back at the 21-yard line.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 27 of the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Stevie Brown just underway in the 4th quarter. The 49ers looking for their first win of the year. Lead it. After the 32-yard touchdown pass to Michael Crabtree, the 49ers lead it 10-6. And the crowd starting to come alive. Campbell under pressure. A safety. Paris Harrelson was in a hurry.
Well, they're talking about it. They might give him the ball. They might not say. They might say he was tackled inside the 1. There's 4 progress.
That's where they're going to spot it. So it's not a safety. Let's take a look.
If you're Jason Campbell, you got to snap your head around. And not only that, but you have to know where your quick answer throw is. You're backed up. You have to understand the situation of the game. That ball has to come out if you're Jason Campbell.
Number 69 is eligible. 69 is eligible.
That was awfully close. Fans don't like it. Spotted just inside the 1. Tight quarters for the Raiders. Quarterback sneak Campbell. Give himself some breathing room.
Surprised Mike Singletary didn't challenge that one, or at least take a look. Maybe he was gun shy based on what happened in the first half. It looked very close.
Spotted at the 2. So 3rd and 19.
Well, this defense has really played well, Bill, after that first quarter. They have settled down and made things difficult for this Oakland offense.
In that power I formation, 3rd and long. Campbell slings it. Lewis Murphy trying to run under it. Gets it off. This is another great punt. Ginn retreating back to the 38-yard line. Ted Ginn brought down short of the 45. It's another outstanding punt by Leckler. 62 yards this time. But the 49ers have the lead and the football. And we're back. And what do you think, Rich, about that fan? Normally that's Darth Raider.
There's a fan that's confused. He can't make up his mind. He's got the San Francisco gear on, but the Raider face mask or the black hole get up.
Keep it on the ground to Gore. Let's take a look at that last drive by the 49ers. It was a good one, chewing up the last 8 minutes of the quarter.
Well, they put some big plays together. They mixed it up a little bit. They converted some third downs. And of course, Alex Smith, I felt, made some of his best throws of the day, including this big one right here to Michael Crabtree for the touchdown. And right now, if you're this Oakland defense, your offense is struggling a little bit. You need to come up with a big play yourself. A big stop, a turnover would be huge for this Raiders defense.
2nd and 7.
Ah, geez. I don't like this.
And Alex Smith has to take a timeout. 12:28 left to go. 49ers lead it, looking for their first win of the year. 49ers are ready after the timeout from their own 45-yard line. 2nd and 7. Gore had a hole, but it closed quickly. Stopped after a pickup of 1 by Shaughnessy. Coming up, time permitting, after the game, the Subway post-game show. Join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights from Week 6. That's all coming up on the Subway post-game show. 3rd and 7 for San Francisco. They lead it 10-6, just under 12 minutes remaining. Smith from the shotgun. To the sideline. Davis fell short of the first down. Chris Johnson made the stop. So the 49ers will have to punt.
Well, I tell you, why not give relate with the throw? Look how late this ball gets to Vernon Davis. Of course, he's the shallow receiver in that high-low combination on the boundary. And struggling here on 3rd down. They have not been very good today on 3rd down.
Lee, returnable punt, but it takes a bounce. And it takes a Raider bounce down at the 23-yard line. 11:14 left to play. 10-6. San Francisco in the 12th edition of the Battle of the Bay. Back at Candlestick, and it's hard to believe Jason Campbell's last completion came with 1:05 left in the opening quarter.
Yeah, just 5 of 12 for 28 yards today. And Mike Singletary told us on Friday, important for us not to allow Jason Campbell to get in any kind of a rhythm, and he has really struggled here in this football game.
The 49ers so far have done a good job taking away Zach Miller. They keep it on the ground. Bush to the 25-yard line. Zach Miller has been one of the Raiders' best weapons on offense, 2nd in receiving, as we said, among tight ends, behind Antonio Gates and just ahead of Vernon Davis. Well, tonight on CBS, the CEO of Frontier Airlines is going undercover, taking on tough jobs and earning his wings the hard way. An all-new Undercover Boss tonight only on CBS. Campbell, plenty of time, slings it, and that was almost picked off. Taylor Mays got a great break on the ball, but could not bring it in. Murphy was the intended receiver.
Well, one of the problems Jason Campbell's having, Bill, you mentioned it, is he's not getting the tight end involved. I want you to watch the tight end here. He's going to be wide open, coming right down in the middle of this defense, and for whatever reason, the quarterback is looking in the other direction. Look at this hole right here for the tight end, and he's working the other side. He is really struggling right now to find his rhythm in the passing game.
Third down. They started converting 4 of 5. 0 for 6 since in third down. Third and long. Campbell under pressure.
There
Gets rid of it. Miller finally his first catch of the day. And out of bounds at the 46-yard line. First down for Oakland.
Bill, this is your best offensive player right now, Zach Miller. He leads the Raiders in receptions the last 2 years. Nice job stepping up again. And what happened was Zach Miller was in the block initially. He leaks out late. The 49ers don't account for him, but I think you have to continue to find a way to get this guy the ball. He's got a great knack for finding holes in coverage.
22 yards on 3rd and 8, so a first down for Oakland. Goes to midfield. Just over 10 minutes left to play. 10-6 San Francisco. Campbell. And that's caught. Great concentration and a late flag. It was tipped, but Miller was still able to come down with it.
And this is why I love this guy so much, Zach Miller. They actually are going to double cover the tight end. And not only
the pass, illegal contact, number 51 defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
They're actually going to double Zach Miller. They're going to play inside out with him. You're going to see the linebacker and the safety, and Taylor Mays actually grabs him. And Zach Miller has the poise and the presence to hang in there and make this difficult catch, knowing he's going to take a hit. Look at this concentration.
Quickly, 2 catches from Miller, now with 48 yards. And we have an injury timeout on the field, 9:54 left to play. Back to San Francisco after this. First and 10 for the Raiders at the San Francisco 27-yard line. Miller in motion. 49ers lead it by 4, trying to make a stand. Campbell flush from the pocket and runs out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Jason Campbell making his 3rd start today for the Raiders. Came in 43 of 70 for 426 yards. Quarterback rating of 76.3. Had a strong second half a week ago coming off the bench. Completed 12 of 14 passes.
Limping a little bit right now after that scramble.
2nd and 8. Bush cuts it back to the 22-yard line. Takeo Spikes again made the stop.
Well, I think the linebackers are by far the strength of this unit. You see Takeo Spikes and, of course, Patrick Willis. I mean, these guys know how to tackle. They're physical at the point. They play with a lot of energy. Willis, a 3-time Pro Bowler. Incredible talent.
Made the Pro Bowl rich in each of his 3 seasons in the league. So a 3rd and 5 for the Raiders, down by 4. Campbell. Incomplete, trying to hit Miller.
You look who was covering him. They mentioned about the talent of Patrick Willis. He's just, not only is he a great run-fit player, but as I mentioned, he leads the team in tackles every year, but he's very good at covers. They have the confidence in him to put him on a player like Zach Miller and know that he'll get the job done.
We saw Campbell limping toward the sideline. That ankle may be bothering him as we see Sebastian Janikowski on to try a 40-yard field goal. Trying to cut the gap to 1, and he boots it through. Plenty of leg. 8:21 left to go. It's a 1-point game. 10-9 San Francisco. The Battle of the Bay here on CBS. 3 field goals by Janikowski, the scoring for the Raiders. That was a 40-yarder. making it a 1-point game. Campbell on the sideline, they're checking that left knee. Doesn't look that concerned. Knuckler out of the end zone for a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 20. Tonight on 60 Minutes, it's a wonder of the world in the holiest of cities. A dig that is uncovering thousands of years of history. So why is it causing so much tension? Tonight on 60 Minutes, only on CBS. Alex Smith going back to work. He had one of the best games of his career the last time these two teams met back in 2006. He was 15 of 19 for 165 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a quarterback rating of 120.5. High formation. Gore.
That's it.
And he's loose. And brought down at the 15-yard line by Michael Huff. And that is the longest gain of the season for Frank Gore.
Well, as you study this Oakland defense, the explosive plays have really hurt them. They're just going to run the ball downhill, but watch right here in the hole. The linebacker overruns it. Tommy Kelly's late to fill. The linebacker gets hooked, and look at this opening for Frank Gore. And the explosive plays, they've given up 4 touchdowns this season of 40 yards or more and a number of big runs. They're a one-gap defense, and when one guy is out of the gap, big plays like that happen.
On the delay, this is Dixon. Dixon with a touchdown, but we have a flag on the play. Back at the 9-yard line.
Holding, number 74, offense.
And they'll bring it
10-yard
back.
penalty, repeat first down.
Joe Staley.
Boy, Joe Staley's had a number of mistakes today. Costly penalty in that situation. Really not even necessary. He's down the field. Just reach out and grab somebody, grab a shirt.
Anthony Dixon is a rookie out of Mississippi State, a 6th-round pick, a high-energy guy.
Boy, he looked good, didn't he? Watch this patience. Look at it right in the hole, and then watch him explode. And then right there at the end, you see him right in the middle of your screen try and grab Trevor Scott.
So they bring it back. Smith. Throwback. Davis. Touchdown. Vernon Davis. And again, Alex Smith coming alive late. Davis is slow getting up.
Well, they do a great job with the action, and they'd sell it. And of course, Vernon Davis is going to sneak out. Keep an eye on the tight end. They're going to sell the action. Vernon Davis is going to work all the way back across the formation. And again, misdirection has really hurt this Raiders defense.
Second touchdown pass for Alex Smith. Davis helped to the sideline. Nedney on to try the extra point. Got it. So the 49ers able to extend their lead. It's an 8-point game. Touchdown, Vernon Davis. 49er offense coming alive, and they lead it 17-9 with 7:14 remaining. Davis with a 17-yard touchdown reception, and on that drive, Frank Gore finally broke one. Nedney will kick it off. Jacoby Ford back deep for Oakland. He'll take it at the 7. And brings it out to the 30-yard line.
Well, when you go back and you study the touchdown, here's Vernon Davis right here. They're actually going to run the stretch play, and then off of that, Vernon Davis is going to pause, he's going to block, and then he's going to leak out late. The old Y sneak, and they do a nice job setting it up with the run. And of course, the Raiders lose Vernon Davis in the wash. Very good job by Mike Johnson, the offensive coordinator of San Francisco, finding some creative ways to keep your tight end involved.
Jason Campbell back in there. Spotted at the 29-yard line. Campbell had time. That's a lateral. Still loose. Finally recovered by the Raiders. Michael Bush.
And he's really trying to find his tight end again. He's almost locking in right now on Zach Miller. You're going to see Zach Miller working down the bottom here. Pretty good protection, but it takes just way too long. He's taking the second and third hitch. And again, he's trying to find his back. Michael Bush, he kicks it out to him late. Good alert play by Michael Bush getting on it. That was actually a fumble.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Raiders trail it 17-9. Just under 6.5 minutes to play. Campbell, lots of time to the sideline. Incomplete. Trying to hit Johnny Lee Higgins. Coming up, time permitting, after the game, the Subway postgame show. Join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show.
Well, if you're Jason Campbell, you have to be smart here. 3rd and 14. We'll see whether or not Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator of the 49ers, decides to bring pressure or drop into coverage.
They spread them out.
They're going to drop.
Rush three.
Yep.
Campbell, lots of time to Bush. And Bush couldn't bring it in. That had a lot of zip on it. Incomplete. The Raiders are going to have to punt. Hope their defense can hold.
And this is what you don't want to do if you're the Raiders. Make the easy plays look difficult. That was not an easy ball for Michael Bush to handle.
So they're escorting someone off the field who made an unscheduled appearance. Meanwhile, concern for the Raiders. 6:07 remaining, and they're down. The 49ers try to break that 5-game losing streak to start the season. Leckler, who's averaged almost 53 yards a punt today. Ginn retreats to the 18. Gets to the corner. And out of bounds at the 37-yard line. And let's check in with JB in New York after that 57-yard punt for an update.
Hey, Bill and Rich, a back-and-forth affair between the New York Jets and the Denver Broncos, with Danian Tomlinson continuing his bounce-back season. At 20-yard TD run tied it up at 17 there, but Denver has kicked the field goal. It is now Broncos up by 3 late in the 4th. Bill and Rich.
All right, JB, thank you. Jets trying to avoid a letdown after a short week and that huge win over the Vikings.
Boy, Kyle Orton has been really good for Denver this year. They can't run the football. They're dead last in rushing, but boy, Kyle Orton throws for about 300 yards every week for the Broncos.
Jason Campbell on the sideline, hoping he gets another chance. 5:55 left to play. Formation, they keep it on the ground, trying to churn some clock, and again, nice penetration, a good play by the rookie McClain.
Well,
This award winner. Nick Saban called him, Rich, the smartest player he's ever coached.
Yeah, Tom Cable echoed those sentiments last night when he visited with us. He said the guy can't get enough of it. He even talked about the game a couple weeks ago. He did not play particularly well against Houston, and he texted Tom Cable at 11:30 at night and apologized and said, Coach, it'll never happen again. That's the kind of guy that Rolando McClain is, and he's going to be an excellent one for the Oakland Raiders.
So a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 for San Francisco. Smith, incomplete. At the feet of Vernon Davis.
I've been really impressed with Richard Seymour. You know, he's made some big plays. He and Tommy Kelly are getting some push in the middle of that San Francisco offensive line. They've been very good playing the run, and of course, I think they've been disruptive, making things a little bit more difficult for Alex Smith in the pocket.
Seymour, 5 straight Pro Bowls with New England, 3 Super Bowl rings. Traded to the Raiders before the start of last season, came in with 1 quarterback sack.
Comes pressure.
3rd and 11. They keep it on the ground. Running room for Gore. And great second effort. And he has a first down. Tough running. Michael Huff finally wrote him down.
Frank Gore is a special football player. He has a big-time heart. Look at him just bob and weave through the offensive line. Now watch him finish. I mean, Michael Huff is no small safety, and he's carrying him on his back for that first down.
That was good for 14 yards. 136 on the day for Gore. 14 yards came on 3rd and 9, so fresh set of downs. Just under 4.5 minutes remaining. Ball just into Oakland territory. Gore again. Picks up a couple.
Boy, Frank Gore, as we talked about, Bill, has been spectacular today. You know, the patience in the running game, the big runs, the ability to kick out and get onto the second level. They've done a lot of different things with him this week. He can run inside, he can run outside. And of course, that big run that really broke this game open last series. I really like watching Frank Gore. He is a complete football player. He can do it in the running game. He was their leading receiver coming into today's game with 33 receptions as well. Alex Smith's best friend.
The play clock is down to 1. They just got it off. Gore stopped at the line of scrimmage. And the Raiders will take a timeout.
Well, if I'm Alex Smith, I'm thinking I want to drive down here and at least get a field goal. And the Raiders are behind by 8. They could tie this thing up.
First timeout, 2 remaining. Tom Cable, he told us he liked his game plan coming in today.
What did he tell us, Bill? He said that this was going to be one of those games where whoever's the tough guy will be victorious. That's really what he felt like was going to be a physical confrontation.
Raiders trying to put together back-to-back wins for the first time since the end of the 2008 season.
And the only problem with that comment from Tom Cable is the guy on the other side, Mike Singletary, is telling his players the exact same thing. This is going to be a physical showdown between 2 teams that want to win.
3rd and 9, and a short time ago, they were able to convert on a 3rd and 9 on the 14-yard run by Gore. Gore again, and this time he's going to be stopped short. Tyvon Branch, the strong safety, made the tackle.
Well, nice job by that Oakland defense.
So the Raiders are going to get another chance on offense. Well, for those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS and the game between the Oakland Raiders and the San Francisco 49ers. Bill MACATEE along with Rich Gannon. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast where it will be seen at its regularly scheduled time. 49ers with the lead, 17-9, 3:26 remaining. Andy Lee ready to punt, standing back at his own 38-yard line. Nick Miller back at the Oakland 8.
Oakland blocked 2 of these last week.
Trying to get to the outside. Nothing doing. Stopped at the 13. Navarro Bowman, a young linebacker, played well on special teams, made the tackle. So now Jason Campbell will go back to work. Not much time remaining.
Wow, there's some ugly numbers there for Jason Campbell. He was on a sabbatical in the 2nd and 3rd quarter, and even the 1st and 4th quarter. They just have not been able to get any big plays. The receivers, you look at the receivers, these 2 young receivers, Lewis Murphy and Darius Hayward-Bay, they have not done very much in the passing game.
Zach Miller, their fine tight end, 2 catches for 48 yards. Campbell Caught by Darius Hayward-Bay, but brought down immediately close to the 20-yard line by Shante Spencer.
Every time we talk about one of the receivers or the fact of not getting the ball to the tight end, the very next play they throw it to him.
Clock continues to run inside of 3 minutes now. Campbell to the sideline, incomplete.
Right through the hands.
Tried to hit Hayward-Bay again.
And that's been a problem for Darius Hayward-Bay. The first-round pick had just 9 catches a year ago. He's been better this year, but the drops have hurt this offense. Not just him, but Louis Murphy as well. They have to do a better job catching the football.
So 3rd and 3 for the Raiders. Incomplete. The slant, was that intercepted? It might have been. Preliminary signal was interception. Takeo Spikes with a big play.
That's unfortunate for Jason Campbell. I mean, Jason Campbell puts this ball right on the body of Jacoby Ford. I mean, it's gonna hit him right in the chest. Watch this. And that's one of the things, confident receivers, they don't use their body to catch the football. They catch the ball with their hands extended. You see right there, and he's peeking too. He knows he's going to get hit. You just wonder why you have a rookie in that situation.
Rookie out of Clemson came into the game without a catch in the NFL. And that was a big play for the 49ers, trying to seal their first win of the year. And we're going to see a lot of 21.
Well, Bill, the difference in this football game, it was a close game, but turnovers were the difference.
Tonight on CBS is all new, beginning with 60 Minutes, followed by The Amazing Race, Undercover Boss, and CSI Miami. Tonight only on CBS, America's #1 network.
And I mentioned turnovers, Bill. The 49ers had 15 turnovers coming into this game that resulted in 43 points for their opponents. They were a -10 in the turnover differential. That was the worst in football. And again, they took care of the football today. They took it away twice on defense, and it's a big reason why they're going to win here today.
And number 11 will take a timeout. And he's had a bit of redemption here in the second half with a couple of touchdown passes. 2:08 remaining. Take a look at what's ahead for the 49ers. On the road at Carolina, then back here against Denver.
Yeah, they're actually in London against Denver. That'll be a little bit of a road trip for them. They have a bye, and then St. Louis.
And for the Raiders,
you look at the Raiders. They're at Denver. Got a chance to beat Denver. I think Denver is a team right now that is struggling a little bit, particularly offensive. I mentioned their inability to run the football. Seattle's up and down. I really think Kansas City, one of the most improved teams in football. They've been excellent on defense. Romeo Crennel has done an outstanding job with that group in Kansas City.
Raiders with one timeout remaining. Not sure what Tom Cable is talking about on this. He comes out onto the field. Second and 9 for San Francisco. Gore squirts through down to the 11-yard line. So we've reached a 2-minute warning. 49ers are trying to seal it. Davis and Crabtree with 2 touchdown catches. Well, we're back. There was a timeout called right before the 2-minute warning, so they actually put some time back on the clock. 2:03. left, and the season has been complicated for both of these teams, so why wouldn't the end of this game be complicated? Tom Cable.
Well, it's a good time out there by Tom Cable. You have to do it. You get a stop here, then you get the two-minute warning to stop it as well.
Let's go to New York for an update. JB.
Hey, Bill and Rich, a 46-yard pass interference penalty on Denver's Ronaldo Hill sets up this 2-yard TD run by LaDainian Tomlinson. His second of the day. The Jets out in front by 4 with 1:08 left in regulation. Bill and Rich.
JB, thank you. What a game that is as the Jets try to win their 5th straight after losing in the opening week to the Ravens. Score. First down. And now we've reached the 2-minute warning. First down for the 49ers. First and goal. Back to Candlestick after this. Long faces on the Raiders sideline. It's been a hard-fought contest. 49ers able to come back, and some relief from Mike Singletary and company as Alex Smith will take a knee, and they'll let the clock run down because the Raiders cannot stop it. Out of timeouts.
Well, they got the penalty straight now. Look at that, 10 penalties in the first 3 quarters, just 1 in the 4th quarter.
Think about it, though, it's unusual. 11 penalties for the 49ers, 143 yards, and they're still going to win. And that's mostly because they didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, you're right, Bill. They took care of the football. It's something that's been a problem. And, you know, really for Alex Smith, he came to this game with 10 turnovers himself, 9 interceptions, led the league, and the 1 fumble last week. And did a much better job with ball security today.
So the 49ers will finally get their first win of the season. Their record will be 1-5.
What did the president, Jed York, say? He predicted a playoff run. In fact, he guaranteed they win the division. He believes in this head coach, this team, these players. But boy, they still have some work to do. This is the good first step, winning here today. But they have a lot of work ahead of them if, in fact, they plan on winning the NFC West.
It would be an historic accomplishment for the 49ers. Raiders will drop to 2-4. Smith will take a knee, and that'll do it. 49ers able to overcome 11 penalties for 143 yards with no turnovers. A couple of late touchdown passes from Alex Smith. One to Michael Crabtree, and another to his fine tight end who was pretty quiet today, Vernon Davis. And Mike Singletary has that first win. And smile from Alex Smith. Hasn't done that much this season.
He's relieved. It's a long week for Alex Smith.
Takeo Spikes with the big interception late to help seal it. Gore ends up with 149 yards on 25 carries. So the 49ers win it. For Rich Gannon, this is Bill McAtee saying so long from San Francisco. Our final score, 17-9, 49ers. You've been watching